Welcome back to Jamin's Daily. Today we have a real treat. I'm joined once again with executive producer extraordinaire Seth Kaler.
Woo.
And we're going to try to utilize some really cool production today. So let's get it started.
Yes.
We're going to watch a clip about one of my favorite topics, which is ancient aliens in a very particular location
Yes.
that is perhaps what they call an indication of ancient aliens. So without further ado, let's get started.
I'm in Tijuana, Bolivia, where the Incas say mankind was created.
Just to start off, Seth, I want to say that guy, Giorgio,
Tsoukalakopoulos.
that guy is the biggest, one of the coolest. He's on my hero list.
I think so.
Just because he seems cool as hell.
I'm telling you, you let your hair grow out a bit and put enough hairspray in it, you could be him.
You know what? The next time I'm going to do a whole episode just on this dude because on the very first, the pilot episode, he's pale, and his hair's flat, and it's like
he's grown into his persona.
It's like after that was aired, everybody was like, "Dude, you need a tan, and you need to put your hair up because if you see him, I'm gonna put a side to side, and it's night and day, dude. It's so hilarious."
That's funny.
Not far from here are the mysterious ruins of Pumapunku.
Very interesting place, dude. Those
magnificent megalithic blocks.
Carved blocks.
Yeah.
Today, most archaeologists believe that Pumapunku was part of an ancient temple complex.
But you got to see. You see here these on these H things.
Yeah.
When you actually on H aliens, one of the episodes, they're showing how the right angles, the precision.
Yeah, they're too good.
It's too good. Like I said, there's no way that primitive man could have accomplished this with a hammer and whatever tools they were using. Because they're saying when you bring modern contractors who look at it and said, "Hey, can you do this?" They're like, "Yeah, we can do it," but they would use
lasers and
exactly. There's no way. I'm convinced.
I don't know. You know, if you had nothing but time on your hands sitting around and you got really good at it, maybe they just were. I don't know. I'm playing devil's advocate.
And that is great. That is an amazing insight. But this is the thing that people always talk about too: is that these are primitive people. They didn't have nothing but time on their hands. They didn't go to HEB to pick up their food. They had to. They woke up and went to bed trying to survive and find food to eat all day. Pretty much, I would imagine. You think they can sit around for hours at a time? It makes no sense.
Yeah.
It makes zero sense.
They are baffled by the uniformly shaped and sharp-edged stone blocks found all over the site. They're also puzzled by an even bigger mystery. What type of structure did these blocks actually form?
What kind of, I'll tell you folks at home, what were these being used for? There's several types of theories, Seth.
Yeah.
One of them is that all these blocks are made as though they were in an assembly line. They're similar. They're all meant. So people are saying, "Oh, this was part of some type of railroad or some type of railing of sorts or some kind of," because these were pre-mods. Like they were modified this way to be used in some kind of construction by ancient aliens.
For sure.
What the heck are primitive man going to use with these odd shaping blocks? They don't even look useful to them.
But a lot of that older stuff that we find that's in stone that has hung around, right? Because like all the basket weaving and all that stuff's gone, right? But if it's in stone, it's there. A lot of that stuff was just pure decoration. People were into cool looking stuff back then. I don't know. Now, but I get it though too.
But like,
The whole assembly line thing too, because like let's say the world stopped for a couple thousand years, and then somebody walked into, I don't know, the Ford plant in Detroit or something. They're like, this is an assembly line. These things are all the same, right?
Yes.
So it looks totally like that. I don't know.
And I agree on the point, perhaps on certain, like the Egyptians or even the Mayans, where there's some artistic merit to what they were doing.
Sure.
It makes sense, perhaps, right?
But it did have a...
When you look at Pumapuku,
yeah,
because if you see a statue and it was built, you can still think, like in Easter Island, they have those sentinels that are those shaping things. And to me, that's a statue of something, right?
Sure. They have some sort of significance to whoever made them, right?
Correct,
yeah, absolutely.
Correct. But when you look at Pumapunku, these are not, to me, artistic buildings. These look like you said the Ford factory 1,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's have a look.
Could it be that the ruins of Pumapunku offer evidence of advanced extraterrestrial technology being used in the ancient past? For an ancient astronaut theory, there are few sites on Earth more intriguing than this one. And that's why I'm here investigating the incredible mystery of Pumapunku.
I think I could do my hair like that.
My name is Giorgio Tsoukalos.
Look, he's got a really cool wardrobe too when he goes out.
He does.
And speculation.
And he has a cool job.
Unknown.
That's why. Look right there. That's a perfect example, dude. Let's go back and look at that again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get better at this, guys. I promise. I promise I'm gonna get better at this.
There are few sites on Earth more intriguing than this one, and that's
I'm gonna have to find. Okay, I'm gonna pause
investigating
it right when I find
incredible mystery of Pumapunku. My name is Giorgio Tsoukalos. I explore the world that exists between reality and speculation, the known and the unknown.
Here it comes.
Boom. Right there. Yes.
So this is what we're talking about.
Right.
Where you have these massive, these things weigh several tons, maybe even more than that.
Sure.
And
if they were for mass production and they were going to move them somewhere else, damn. Like,
that's one of the biggest things that has me as a believer in Ancient Aliens is that there's several other numerous examples, and the great Eric von Daniken likes to call them indications. Okay, it's not the truth, but this indicates in a way. They would say, how in the heck do you move these things? And some people would say, oh, they used wooden rollers.
Yeah.
But they were saying some of these monoliths, these gigantic stones, are so heavy that when you put them on wood, it crushes them.
Yeah.
Okay. There's other examples in which there's like no trees around for 100 miles. So it's like they really went.
Right.
Had to go 60 miles just to cut the trees, just to bring the rollers over. It makes, and then some of the topography, the geography, the topography, and some of these things would have had to be moved uphill. It's completely impossible. They've tried to recreate these things in modern times, and it's impossible. So it only the logical explanation, Seth, is like levitation, some kind of alien technology that is. That we don't possess, or perhaps even ancient technology that humans did possess but has been lost to us.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, that was a long time ago, so who knows what's been lost.
Well, are you familiar? There's a guy named Randall. I think it's Randall Graham. Randall something. He's been on Joe Rogan's podcast 2 times, and what he said for many, many years, up until in the last maybe 10, 15 years, a lot of climate science and other geology science and stuff, where they're looking at things. For a long time, the science, the prevailing theory was, it took from the Ice Age. These things happened over a very long period of time. And this guy's saying no. Now we have more evidence that said. It went from the Ice Age to like not the Ice Age in a matter of 3 to 10 years, not 100 years. Okay,
right.
So these things were it changed everything super fast. So if you can imagine, let's say we have the ice caps, and the sea level is down hundreds of feet. Okay,
Yeah.
because the ice caps, right?
Right.
You have modern civilization, because they're saying the modern man has been around for 100,000 years. Why is it that, what were they doing for 95,000? Because what's it called, like Sumeria, the cradle civilization and stuff, Babel,
Yeah.
and the Egyptians, this only goes back 6, 7, 8,000 years max.
Right.
Okay, what were normal humans doing for the other 92,000 years? They were just like cavemen the whole time, and all of a sudden they became somehow gained knowledge, or
Right.
they were able to use their brain. The fact is that what these people are saying is that their brain size was in effect the same.
Well, sure.
They're the brains of the human that was 50,000 years ago is not any bigger or smaller than the Egyptian brain 5,000 years ago.
Right.
So why couldn't these people have developed culture and technology 50,000 years ago? So we can say like 30,000 BC, they could have been just as advanced or more advanced.
Sure.
And then right at 15,000 years from now, some cataclysm,
I know.
something happened that's gone. And they say that it could have been so crazy that it's just gone. Like, you're not going to
But look look, you don't have to go that far back to see things like, so in the time of Enlightenment, like, right? So in Italy and stuff, and they were doing all this science stuff, right?
Yes.
And then the Dark Ages came about, right? And like in England and stuff, they went backwards.
Okay. Yes.
Right. So
Yes.
that's just in a relatively short time.
Okay.
So imagine that all of this technology was there, and then it went backwards, just like it did just a 1,000 years ago, or that with the Dark Ages, the medieval times, right? Because they were on their way. They were doing all this science stuff. They were learning about the body and the stars and all this stuff, whatever. And then they just went backwards, and then they just blamed everything on
religion,
the gods, and religion and stuff like that, or whatever. So that just happened like 1,000, 2,000 years ago, 1700s, 1500s, whatever. So what you're saying, that is a really long time for them to go up, come down, go back again, go away.
This is what I'm saying is that, like you're saying, they reverted back. They went backwards. What I'm saying is that modern man, as we know him, maybe from about 10,000 years ago, there was a restart. Okay. And what I believe prior to that, what did we restart from? Okay. Because we had to restart because of something that happened.
Right.
And we had to relearn all kinds of culture, writing culture. We basically started from scratch because there was only a small amount of humans who survived this change in our planet. And many of these other maybe more advanced civilizations got wiped out. And the people who were able to survive had to become more nomadic, things like this, because the weather couldn't support larger civilization. And it wasn't until as the weather changed and we got further away from, I guess, this cataclysm that happened, that then they were able to settle and restart.
Right.
But the theory is that that's the whole thing. It's a restart. There's no reason why 20, 30, 40,000 years ago, there couldn't have been something else.
Sure.
That has just been completely lost.
Yeah.
To man.
Right.
I think
I'm with you. I'm
with you, dude. Right. That's the one thing. I hope the polar caps. The one cool thing about the polar caps, if they start melting, we're gonna find the pyramids in Antarctica. I think the pyramids in there, man. But all right, well, folks at home, Seth, thank you for joining me.
Yeah,
we're gonna play one more little clip just because we can. All right, so here's.
We've been taught by mainstream scholars is not the whole picture, but I'm convinced that every day we are one step closer to the truth.
I agree, folks. What is the truth when it comes to ancient aliens? This is something we're going to explore further on as we dig deeper into a ancient aliens video series brought to you by me, your host, Jamin. Stay tuned to Jamin's Daily. Go to Facebook, like, and follow our page on Facebook. And make sure on YouTube you subscribe, like, and share. Until the next time, folks, the best is yet to come.